3 years ago, Krista Chase from Cony, a Cony field hockey coach, approached me in the off season and said, "Mo, what about a service learning project between the two schools?" And I thought it was an intriguing idea, and I said, "What exactly are you talking about?" And both of us have some cancer in our families and are affected by cancer, and we knew exactly that a number of our kids might be affected as well. So we got together and sat around a table and decided it'd be nice if we had a game where all the proceeds from the game would benefit a cancer organization. And what better cancer organization than the Alfond Center right here in our own hometown of Augusta. So we got our ADs on board at that particular time, got the two teams on board, came up with a plan of action for a field hockey game. It went that year. We've got some investors on board, some people that sponsored the game. We got shirts donated so that both teams came in a color that was a specific cancer color. That particular year it was pink, pink for breast cancer, so teams were in pink and white. We played a game that evening. It was packed. We expected a couple hundred people. It was well over 700 or 800 people that night. The investment of time that we put in was well worth, at that particular time, about $3,000 that particular year that went to the Alfond Center. We were blown away. Every person that we went to and asked for donations, every single one said yes. We had people calling us saying, "What can we do to help?" We had, even went so far as we had a man come up to the gate of the game and say, "I really don't know anything about field hockey, but I want to donate," and handed over a $100 bill. So we knew that we had something pretty special, and we wanted to continue it. So the second year, it came to Gardiner, and that was the idea that we would, one school would host one year, and it would flip over, and the next year the other school would host. So it came to Gardiner the second year. I went to my assistant coach, Sharon Gallant, and I said, "What can we do to make it $1 better?" And Sharon took it from there and ran for it. And we then invited all fall sports. Our football team got invited, our soccer teams both started doing things. We got all kinds of events going. We got donations for raffles. We picked it up a notch, and the second year, which was last season, we raised well over $18,000 to donate to the Alfond Center. And the interesting part is, as word has traveled about what we've done in the Augusta Gardiner area, it's picking up in other states, other areas of our state. Skowhegan did a similar event at Colby College this past 2 weeks ago, and they raised somewhere in the vicinity of $10,000 to $12,000 for a cancer center in the Skowhegan area. So this year, it's back in Augusta. Each year, our kids have been fortunate enough, and the Alfond Center has opened their doors so that our kids can come in and tour the center and get a look at what we're donating to. It's a great educational piece. It's a great community service piece. And every year our kids have left there and said, "It makes sense to me now. This is real to me now. I understand what we're doing and why we're doing it for." And the other piece that I get out of this is we have honorary captains every year. Our honorary captain came in and spoke to our kids just yesterday. And when you make it real for kids, if they're not directly touched by cancer yet, they are now. So our honorary captains come in, talk about their battle, talk about their fight, and without exception, fight is probably a good word. They are fighters, they're battlers, they're people that we see a great deal of strength in. And because of all that, the Cony-Gardiner rivalry and the games take a back seat. All of a sudden, there are some things, and our kids realize there are things that are certainly a lot more important than the Cony-Gardiner rivalry. Last year, one small note, last year our honorary captain was the father of one of our field hockey captains who was battling at the time and has since lost his battle with cancer, but our kids grew a ton as far as maturity. That whole example of Dan Parody was something that our kids will never forget, and neither will his family. So this has been a journey that's taken on a life of its own, but one that is unforgettable and one that we hope will continue over the next how many ever years.